All right, conversation questions, part, I guess 3, right? About technology. So, what social changes have cell phones made? Social changes, and cell phones. So, cell phones and social changes. Cell phones. Go ahead. You guys were so fast. Social changes. So we have pluses and minuses, right? Advantages, disadvantages, cons and pros. So if we go to the plus side and to the minus side, real quick, social changes.
You can call your friends, your family, everywhere.
Okay. So you can call your friends and family everywhere. So has made communications easier, right?
Easier, yeah.
So made, okay, go ahead, real quick. So what else? Yeah, made communications easier, made communication
Easier and faster.
easier and faster.
And
Perhaps more efficient.
efficient, yeah.
So faster, easier, more efficient, and faster and more efficient. Okay.
And
More flexible.
More flexible and more efficient. Yeah. Because more flexible. Why? Because you can now text people, you can email people. It's flexible.
Send
You can
photos,
try
send
different
videos.
modes. Hmm?
With a smartphone.
Now we have different modes of communication, right? It's not just calling, or we can text, we can email, we can leave a message. We have all kinds of applications to use on our cell phones. Because cell phones are no longer just phones. Yes?
Uh-huh.
So that's a good sentence to remember. Cell phones are no longer mere phones. Mere phones. So mere phones means just phones, right? They're no longer mere phones. They're indeed, in fact, as a matter of fact, right? As a matter of fact. So these are the things that I want you to use when you speak, right? So, cell phones are no longer mere phones, or just phones. Indeed, they are. So these are important. Jackie, when you speak in a test like TOEIC, they expect to hear these things that would connect your sentences. So you would say, you know what? Cell phones are no longer just phones, or mere phones. They are indeed, or as a matter of fact, they are portable. They are portable what? Portable computers. Yeah, isn't that correct? They're portable computers. A cell phone, smartphones right now are computers. You can carry thousands and thousands of applications that would help with the communication. We have all sorts of communication and social network applications and apps that you can use for communicating with people, from WhatsApp to Skype to Facebook to just name it. And also, you say when you're naming things, just name it. So when you speak, you say from WhatsApp to Facebook to whatever, whatnot, huh? Whatnot, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Just name it. So when I say name it,
And
name it means when I'm saying from WhatsApp to Facebook to other social networks to texting to Flickr to Instagram, just name it. I would say just name it, right? It means there are tons of. You can say there are tons of. Sometimes when you want to stress, you would say there are tons of. There are tons For example, applications. Applications.
And
So one thing that you need to remember is when you are using these, that's why I give you all this stuff, and I want you to learn the structures that are used for the words that simply would accompany every topic. So every topic, there's a number of related words to that topic, but there's a number of ways we actually would use those words. So I can say there are tons of applications. We always use this. There are tons of applications. So these phones, these smartphones, these so-called smartphones, come with tons of applications that simply facilitate communication.
and there are some applications.
There's some applications
That they can translate simultaneous during the conversation.
beautiful. So there are some applications that
That can translate.
can. There are some applications that
Can translate
translate simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
So we have some simultaneous translators. That's amazing. Now sometimes you guys leave comments in Japanese and I use Google Translator to find out what you guys are saying. And it's
You will
interesting.
lost. You will
Or
lost
German.
your job.
Yeah. So it's interesting because you want to know, like, okay, if people are writing in other languages, you want to know what they're saying, okay? And it's amazing. Google has done it for us. So basically, they have made communication a lot easier. Sometimes things were impossible. Now, for example, in the social network, when people wrote Japanese, maybe some years ago, I had no clue and what they were saying, but now, well, I do know exactly. So yeah. So, any minuses that you can think of?
And people detail.
Okay, yeah. Saki, can you say it louder? Of course, that's how they finished, you know? So fast. So, it has what? And I've kept saying it in this class, who's that? Is it Darby?
It's Willie.
It's Willie? Willy-nilly?
Yes.
So what, is there any disadvantage to the social life coming from any negative impact?
Yeah, people are expected to be steadily available for them because they know that you've got a cell phone and you always have the possibility to answer. So when in case you don't answer, they ask themselves, why doesn't he answer me? What the hell?
So,
What the hell?
I think
So-
it's obsession. Obsession.
obsession, yeah. So obsession with our obsession or addiction.
Hook.
So obsession with addiction
And
to.
can you say hook?
Remember, addiction, hook. See, obsession with, addiction to. We are to be obsessed with, to be obsessed with, to be addicted to. So people have become increasingly addicted or are becoming increasingly addicted to or are increasingly becoming addicted to. People are, guys, I want you to learn the structure. People are increasingly becoming, people are becoming increasingly or increasingly becoming, are becoming increasingly, or you can say people are increasingly becoming addicted to or obsessed with. So people are increasingly becoming more and more, that is, you can also say more and more people are becoming, yeah, more and more people are becoming, more and more people are becoming obsessed with or addicted to technology, especially cell phones. And this has maybe in a way distanced people from real communication with real people.
Real
As opposed to, so it has somehow, so it has distanced people.
Yeah.
This has it has distanced people from each other, or from real and real communication, from real communication with real people. You know, one problem with when we were taking a test, Jackie, one problem is when somebody asks us a question, it's usually hard to think spontaneously, right then and there on the spot. Sometimes it's very difficult to think on the spot. So test preparation is about trying to predict the questions that will be asked and coming up with some ideas. So on that day, we're not caught off guard. When somebody catches you off guard, it means you're so off guard and you did not see, oh my God, it's so hard. What can I say? Many people have problems with this. I mean, thinking of something so quickly, what am I going to say? So these ideas would help us confront any kind of test, so about every kind of topic. And you will see that we have actually discussed every single topic, and we're moving on, reviewing those, and doing so. This helps. So this has detached people from the real world, and people are so obsessed with the cyber world. Remember cyber?
Cyber, yeah.
It's all about the cyber world and cyber reality, or there was another word for cyber reality. Cyber or virtual. Remember virtual reality?
Virtual.
So virtual reality is different from the real reality. So virtual world is the world of computers, right? And social networks, as opposed to the real world where we actually really get to see each other. So let's move on. You can also all talk about all different sorts of social changes. Some people say, yeah, the one negative point was Chris said, my friends can find me anytime, anywhere, and sometimes it's hard to, what, hide?
And yeah, it's possible to become offline
Yeah, but you can go offline. Like for example, on Facebook, you can choose. There's an option you can choose. You can tick it, and you will not appear online to anyone. People can't see you.
Of course, but I can still imagine people who get a little annoyed by that, who interpret something into this whole situation. They think, oh, he doesn't want to be online from me, so he's probably avoiding my
But how would they know you're online if they can't see it? But some people have an issue with this connectivity, that all the time, this accessibility. Some people love it. It has its pluses and minuses, constant accessibility. If you're constantly accessible to the people, that means that, all right, yes, you have constant access. So constant access, and constant accessibility, right? Accessibility. So if you're constantly accessible, and we have constantly accessible. So to be constantly accessible. This constant accessibility, you should know how to use each of them, right? Constant accessibility, or to be constantly accessible. This constant accessibility is annoying to some people. It annoys some people because they don't like to be constantly accessible to others. But at the same time, you can do that with your phone. There are some ingenious ways now, some intelligent ways of ditching others, of avoiding communication. For example, all the social networks now are beginning to give you ways of being online without being spotted. They can't find you online. You can go and say, look, I want to be invisible. There's this invisible option. Okay, have you ever been invisible online? You become invisible online. People can't see you. Yeah. You know about online predators? Online predators. Yeah, online predators.
Yeah.
Are those people who are online and they're looking for their victims? Online predators looking for victims or seeking their prey, seeking their prey. You know, prey, P-R-E-Y, prey, is a victim. Like those animals that go hunting, they seek their prey. This prey means victim. So predators, who are predators? We've talked about this. The people who are like, oh, looking. Like animals that are predators are like lions and tigers. Those animals that are stronger and wild and kill other animals and eat them, right? They're predators. So online predators, what do? They're either looking for your body or your money. They either want to have sex with some people, or they want to actually take your money away, which is called online, do you remember identity what?
Thief.
Identity theft.
Thief.
Identity theft. Identity theft is a major technological issue, right? That's one of our major technological problems. Hackers usually do the hacking to steal people's identity, their codes, their credit card codes and numbers, and the credit card information.
Security systems like
So
government or
online predators. Credit card information, right? There's credit card information. That's identity theft, actually, identity theft. Credit card information, your bank account information, banking information. Bank account information and all that, and then what they do is the nasty thing of emptying your account. And it's very easy. So technology has made things easier, and also at the same time, it's made it easier for everyone. It's easier for predators, it's easier for criminals, so we have the cyber crimes and all that. But anyways, let's move on from this question too. Good and bad points of using computers. Pretty much the same, right?
same, yeah.
So,
The same question.
yeah, so the computers have made things easier, faster, more efficient, help save time. At the same time, do you think to stop global warming, the amount of car driving should be limited or changed? So cars and global warming. What do you think about the relationship between cars and number of cars on the streets and global warming? Holly, what do you think should be done? Do you think the number of cars should be increased or decreased?
Should be limited.
Limited?
Yeah.
For example, the new people, if I want to buy a car, I should not be
Yeah.
allowed to get a car?
You know, like you should.
So climate change and number of cars.
Yeah.
Change in cars. So should be the numbers should be limited?
Numbers. Other cars.
Should be decreased? How? For example, if I want to buy a car right now, I shouldn't have the right to go buy a car?
No, like in the family, maybe only have one car or
Every household, one car for every house?
yeah, and
Chris, do you agree? One car per family?
but you can see in the highway only one person inside the car. Like you should share the car with other people.
Sharing rides? Okay, sharing rides, sharing the rides. You know, we have shared rides, sharing rides, share right. So, you know, hey, give me a lift, give me a ride. So, we talked about carpools, right? So, the government cannot say that you can never use your car unless there are more than 2 people in the car. They can't do that. That sounds like dictatorial. But what they can do is they can encourage better driving habits. To encourage, right? The government can encourage better driving habits. To encourage better driving habits. By what? By some incentives. Incentive. What's an incentive?
Stimulus.
Yeah.
Incentive. By providing incentives. Saki, what's an incentive? Incentive is a very good word. Actually, I want everybody to know the word incentive. What's an incentive?
It's, like
Stimulus was good, but incentive is a little different from stimulus. I mean, that's not a stimulus if the carpool. We talked about carpool, right? For example, carpool, when the traffic in the multi-lane highways, multi-lane highways. So we have multi-lane highways. We talked about it. So there are 4 lanes, and these are so slow, but there's a lane that's written carpool. So these 3 were very slow, but if people are more than 2 people, if there are more than 2 people in the car, 2 occupants in the car, so the car could use this one lane, which is much faster. So all these 3 are very slow. So this is one incentive for people to share rights. Look, the words that I'm saying are important because if you're ever asked this topic or if you want to talk about this topic, you need this. To share rights, to give each other rights. So when you share rights, there will be more than 1 person in a car, right? At least 2 people in a car. So this would be an incentive. Okay, this is good government policy. It's a good government policy to encourage better driving habits. As an example, by using carpools and encouraging people to share rides. So shared rides, that's one solution. What else?
electrical cars.
Very good, very good. So we can have more fuel efficient cars. Fuel efficient cars. Using also replacing
Yeah.
fossil fuel with cleaner and more renewable sources of energy. Renewable sources of energy, such as what? Electrical power and solar panels. Solar and electrical power. So we can use electric cars. Yeah, electric cars. And cars using solar energy. So solar energy, electric cars. That's one good solution, right? To the problem of global warming and also all these poisonous gases like carbon dioxide, so on and so forth.
How do you pronounce renewable?
Renewable. Renewable. So renewable sources of energy. Clean, renewable sources of energy, such as electricity, and as opposed to fossil fuels. Because fossil fuel is the fossil fuels that are basically very dirty, and most of the air pollution is caused by using fossil fuel. such as gasoline in the cars, so on and so forth. But so these are some suggestions. More cars, but yeah, maybe I would say I wouldn't necessarily agree with reducing the number of cars. Rather, so I would, guys, when you speak, the structure of your sentences is important. So I would say I wouldn't necessarily agree with whatever, however, but, or but. But I believe, so I wouldn't necessarily agree with reducing the number of cars as a great solution to the problem of global warming. However, I believe replacing fossil fuel with cleaner, more renewable sources of energy would be a better solution, or could be a good solution to the life-threatening problem of global warming, because it is life-threatening, especially with a so mind the way you talk. So the next question is, what are some local ways you have seen to reduce waste and pollution or conserve energy? So some ways that you have seen maybe in your own town or city, some local ways for conservation, for reducing waste, so Saki was talking about something that she has seen in her own city. So Saki, what was that? For reducing waste, for conserving energy?
First is reduce 30% of garbage.
Can you say it a little louder, so I can hear?
What?
Yeah. A little louder, a little bit, just a little bit. Come a little closer, come a little closer.
First is let's reduce 30% of garbage.
But how did they reduce the amount of garbage by 30%?
Recycling.
Recycling? Okay, so basically there are some different ways of doing it, and I want some ways from you. For energy, for conservation, to conserve, now we have conservation on the one hand, we have conservation. And we have, on the other hand, to reduce waste and pollution or conserve energy. So energy conservation.
Eolic or eolic.
To conserve energy. So we have energy conservation. We have energy conservation. So you conserve energy. You don't waste it. To reduce waste. To reduce waste. Bless you. So how do you reduce waste? Waste of energy. How do you conserve energy? So how do you reduce waste? In the city, for garbage, you know the garbage disposal system? Garbage disposal system. Have you seen different garbage cans? Here in Canada, one says litter, the other one says what?
Recycling.
Recycling, recycle,
And compost.
and the other one says?
Compost?
It could be compost, but they say litter, and sometimes they say litter, recycle. They say cans and bottles sometimes. Huh? Have you seen cans and bottles only? Sometimes this compost is for in your garden and stuff, the things that you could use as compost so maybe separating different types of garbage. So litter is actually what you want to litter. So it's on the street. But basically you would see instead of litter in a restaurant, there's written garbage. That's completely garbage. So recycle or recycling or recyclable is the things that could be recycled. Paper or cans and stuff, bottles, could be. So maybe this is one nice way of doing it. What else? In the houses, making the houses more energy
Saving.
yeah. What are those energy saving techniques from? Like double glazing windows.
Yeah,
Double
Oh,
to keep
glazing.
the work.
Yeah, double glazing of windows. So double glazing is like the window panes. You know window panes? Window panes are double. They're double glass.
Can you say
Double glazing.
I isolate your
Isolation.
yeah.
Isolation. They use isolation techniques for homes and houses to make them sealed, hermetically sealed. During winter, double glazing, hermetically sealing some places where heat cannot escape,
and lights low. Low,
using
low.
more efficient lights or bulbs that are.
LED.
Mhm.
Lit.
So the lighting system.
Yeah.
You can use smart lighting system.
Yeah.
What a smart lighting system is, when you walk in, the lights go on. When you walk out and there's nobody there, the lights are off. Plus the light bulbs, because the light bulbs are more energy efficient light bulbs. Using energy efficient light bulbs are basically light bulbs, and using more energy efficient light bulbs and electrical appliances. When you want to buy a dishwasher, it does tell you whether it's energy efficient or not, and whether it's better to buy. It's better for your pockets because you pay less for the hydro. It's better for the environment. So that are more energy efficient. So. So. How about other ways of? Have you seen in your neighborhood people using solar-powered cars or homes? We have, using solar energy or electrical energy, so solar or wind power.
Yeah, solar, yeah.
Solar powered.
And wind power.
Some people, they do retrofitting, that is they change their houses. They make their houses high-tech and everything is so energy efficient.
And the new construction, they would be efficient electricity.
Okay. Do you think modern technology reduces or increases stress? So, Jackie, do you think modern technology has reduced or increased stress? Stress reduced or increased, but thanks to modern technology. Are we having less stress or more stress thanks to modern technology?
It depends.
Depends.
If we make use of it, it's really efficient for us.
Uh-huh.
But we discussed the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes pretty annoying because it leads obsession as well. And
So you would argue that technology has both increased and decreased stress levels, right? But it depends on the proper use of technology.
yeah.
So if we know how to use technology properly, perhaps it helps reduce stress.
Yeah.
So sometimes you come home and you're really tired and from work, but you have easy access to your mom or friends or in Japan.
Yeah.
That way, maybe it reduces stress.
Yes.
But on the other hand, technology as a whole has made everything so fast-paced.
Faster. Yeah, this is the
Everything
problem.
is so fast-paced.
Yeah.
Everything's so fast. We say the breakneck speed. The breakneck speed. The breakneck speed of technology.
And plus once we turn on the computer, maybe we start being exposed ourselves to the information like in the screen, many information such as like advertisements, like
Oh
you
yeah.
know, 5 seconds.
Every 5 seconds you get a new ad, new promotion.
Yeah.
Someone is shouting here. Some pictures going there, and
Yeah.
so
So unconsciously we're getting tired of that kind of.
amazing. So we're unconsciously exposed to a great amount of maybe stress because all of this stuff, all this multitasking also,
Oh yeah.
all the multitasking that we're doing right now,
Mhm.
this has increased or decreased the level of stress. Increase the level of stress. Now I'm talking on the phone, I'm also, doing something else. I'm sitting in my car and okay, it's legal because my phone is attached to my car system, the stereo system, so I can talk to my friend or mom or dad or anyone while driving. So I'm multitasking, right? My brain is doing so many things at the same time. So it has unconsciously, subconsciously, if not unconsciously, increased the level of stress. So that's an issue. But at the same time, it has had its stress reduction role to play too in our lives. I'm so tired to go home. Okay, I can't really call anybody to come over, but I can still go talk to my friends and reach out to my friends in Spain or Japan or in Germany, and I can tell my girlfriend like I'm on my way and she's sending me hearts, and all this is stress reduction, right? While Ray's battling on, it won't stop. So what do you think should be done to hackers? The hackers. If somebody sits down and hacks and steals your identity,
Sometimes they would get job in security companies.
in security companies, they hire them because, oh, he's a good hacker. They call him, would you like to work for us?
Yeah.
You're a good hacker, you hacked into our system. So, but maybe one question is, are there any benefits to hacking? Are there any benefits? Yeah. We can use all those softwares for a lot cheaper. A lot of people, they make it easy for students to have access to a large number of apps. I know some people in Germany
Jailbreak, you know.
jailbreak and all that. Is there any plus to what they do, the hackers? Is there an advantage to what they do, the hackers? So, I don't know. What should be done to those guys? But identity theft is an issue that maybe I would like to talk about. This is the final issue before lunch. So identity theft. Identity theft. So Jackie, what do you think about it? Do you know anyone or have you yourself ever been a victim of identity theft?
No.
Do you know anyone victimized by identity theft?
Yeah. So in Facebook, maybe someone stole the password of my friend, and then.
They hacked into our system and then the whole Facebook and all that.
Yeah,
So.
me neither. I don't know why they're.
But Facebook is still not as bad as your bank account. Because it's so bad when you go to your bank account and you need some money and you see it's empty. And there was a movie made, there was a TV series, it was a movie that some girl somewhere, she found out that, or it was some guy, I don't know, who found out that somebody was using his or her credit card. And you have the credit card, but somebody's using it. and there's no way he could find that person. And there are people like that. Every once in a while, when you go shopping, just last Christmas, I gave you my heart the very next day. So last Christmas, Target in the US, thousands and thousands of identity stuff, they were stolen. And what happened? Millions and millions of dollars went out of people's accounts because their identity was simply breached.
I don't have this problem.
You don't have a problem?
I don't have money.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's really good to be
Good
carefree.
solution.
Okay, I don't have thousands of dollars sitting in the bank, so I don't have to worry about my millions of dollars. So that's a good one. But identity theft is a real major issue. Cyber crime, identity theft, is actually a major issue. But that feels really bad. I mean, imagine you have only $2,000 in your account, but you go to your account and you see the $2,000 are gone. So it's terrible.
Yeah.
And what should be done about this? Do you think something should be done about it? Do you think there is any precaution, any precautionary measures, precautionary measures that we can take
Yeah.
to take precautionary measures to avoid this? Precautionary measures, that's very good. To take precautionary measures. So precautionary measures. The things that we can do to avoid something. Is it avoidable? Is it avoidable? Is identity theft, is it avoidable?
I think so, in certain percent.
Yeah, there are some things that we can do, like how?
First thing first, I install the security
Software,
Yeah.
security software.
and now we can use the security applications like Google extensions or Android applications, and maybe we can make our password more complicated.
Or regularly maybe change passwords regularly. There's some
yeah.
precautionary measures that experts would actually recommend.
Name, letters, numbers, symbol.
So using safer passwords, longer passwords, more complicated passwords, maybe passwords that are not so easy to breach.
Like
To
dead
breach.
bird.
To breach.
Great.
Passwords to breach passwords. Well, you have passwords.
Yeah.
Passwords. It's to crack codes. Crack. Yeah. We have words such as to encrypt, decrypt, and things like that. What is to decrypt? Decrypt. To use encrypted language. Encrypted language. So let me write it here. Encryption. So we have encrypted language
Like a style.
or encoded language, yeah? So you would need an encrypted language. That means using codes or coded language, encoded language. They would have to decrypt it, right? To decrypt. Yeah, some people use encrypt their whatever they write the numbers, but you know that when you go to a public computer, it's not safe to put in your banking information, all that kind of data, because some of them have something on them that's called keylogger. And the keylogger, what it does, keylogger. So some boys use keyloggers to find out, or some girls, to find out to have access to the password of their girlfriends or boyfriends. It's very easy. It's software that, for example, you go and use his computer to actually put in to access your Facebook, and then right after you're done, he knows because everything you did, all the passwords in there,
Saved.
they're all saved.
Saved in the computer.
In the computer. So this program is a keylogger. Actually, internet thieves, they use it, the criminals use this to access your account. They are not interested in your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever it is you're doing or how many times a day you have sex. They're more interested in your banking information. So they use programs such as Keylogger to access stuff. So that's not safe to use a computer at workplace or even, and especially in public, to key in or insert your vital banking information. That's very key. So that's one way to avoid it. She talked about using more complicated passwords. Also, for example, in your credit card, you can have limits on the withdrawal. And also, for example, a debit card, if I lose my debit card, someone can easily go and tap the card
Yeah.
and take out $50 every time. And then they can jump to another store and tap it, or to another counter at the same place, but the different counter, and doing it again and again and again and again in 3-4 hours until you realize that you've lost your credit card, or your debit card even. A lot of money's out of your debit card. So even with the debit card itself, so one option is to close the tap option. You can go and say, I don't want the tap option anymore. And then they have to put in the debit card and they have to press in your code, the key, and they don't have it. So if they do it 3 times, and then most probably the card would not be usable, at least for a while. So there are precautionary measures to avoid identity theft. But identity theft is one of the remember byproducts?
Yeah.
It is a byproduct of our technological era. It's a technological byproduct that we simply, it's there. As long as there's technology and there's cyberspace and cyber identity, there's identity theft. Thank you. So